As someone who has followed the journey of young Chinese actors on various stages and drama projects, I think there are enough sweet moments that I have witnessed behind the scenes. However, there was something different this time. Something tender, sincere, and barely explainable in words. It all started one afternoon on set when I witnessed the closeness between Hao Minhao and Lu Yuxiao that made everyone around him blush. That day the sun was shining softly, reflecting a golden light around the small garden where they were taking some scenes. The air is warm, but not stinging. The production team seemed busy setting up the equipment, while the crew ran around making sure every detail went smoothly. In the midst of that activity-filled atmosphere, my gaze was fixed on two figures sitting side by side under a large tree on the edge of the location. Hao Minhao looked relaxed in a white shirt rolled up at the arm, his hair a little messy in the afternoon wind. Beside her, Lu Yuxiao was wearing a light pastel-colored dress that looked so harmonious with the atmosphere of the day. They weren't talking, but there was a kind of warm silence between them. A silence that wasn't awkward, it was calming. From afar, I could feel something natural flowing between them. Every time Lu Yuxiao lowered his head to look at the script in his hand, Hao Minhao would lean forward slightly, paying gentle attention without a word. When Lu Yuxiao's hair was blown by the wind and covered her face, her hand reflexively grabbed to get rid of it slowly, as if it had become her habit. That little movement, so simple, yet has incredible power. The crew who passed by even had a look at each other. Some of them smiled a little to see the closeness. There is nothing superfluous in their interaction, nor far-fetched. That is precisely what makes it alluring. Hao Minhao and Lu Yuxiao seemed to speak in a language only they understood, through complimentary gazes, gestures, and presence. After some time, shooting began. I noticed how they worked in front of the camera, how their expressions merged with the characters portrayed. But what's most interesting is how the line between acting and real feelings feels increasingly blurred. When the scene demands that they stare at each other, both do so with a sincerity that is difficult to distinguish whether it is part of the scenario or a feeling that grows behind the scenes. There was a moment where the camera stopped recording, but their gaze did not immediately switch. They remained in the same position, as if forgetting that the scene had been completed. Maybe just a split second, but enough to make the entire crew around hold their breath and then smile at each other in embarrassment. There was something beautiful in that silence, a warmth that could not be hidden. In between filming breaks, I again watched them from afar. Hao Minhao seemed to help Lu Yuxiao bring a cold drink, making sure he remained comfortable in the midst of the warm weather. Sometimes they chuckled over simple things, like when a butterfly suddenly landed on Lu Yuxiao's shoulder and took him by surprise. Minhao just smiled, his gaze as if harboring a genuine sense of awe. From my perspective as an observer, there is nothing more exciting than seeing two people who seem completely comfortable with each other without the need to go to great lengths to show that closeness. No theatricality, no pretense. All flowed naturally like the soft afternoon air. As the sun began to decline, the set changed color to golden. That soft light fell on their faces, creating an almost painting-like scene. Among the calm atmosphere, I saw Minhao standing slightly behind Lu Yuxiao, correcting the position of the umbrella so that the sunlight would not directly hit his face. The small act again made some of the people around them hold back a smile. There was a protective aura in the way he treated Yuxiao, not an exaggeration, but enough to show a genuine sense of concern. The afternoon lasted a long time, but it seemed to pass too quickly. When the shooting was over, the two of them walked hand in hand towards the production car. There was no distance between their steps, as if the whole day belonged to just the two of them. And when the afternoon breeze returned, carrying fragments of fallen leaves around them, the landscape was so harmonious that it was hard for me not to feel touched. As a source who has been accustomed to seeing various screen partners, I know that most interactions can be part of professionalism. However, what I saw between Hao Minhao and Lu Yuxiao was different. There is honesty in every gesture, there is attention that comes without being asked, and there is comfort that cannot be made up. They do not try to steal the camera's attention, but rather become the center of attention because of their naturalness. Some of the crew even whispered in small whispers, saying that their chemistry wasn't just on screen, it felt strong behind the scenes. I just smiled to hear it. Maybe it's true, because when two people have genuine closeness, everyone around them will feel it. Before the day was over, I had a chance to see one last scene. Lu Yuxiao sitting in a chair staring at the twilight sky, while Hao Minhao stood beside him, folding his arms casually but thoughtfully. There are no words, but there is a real togetherness there. The orange glow of dusk framed them in perfect silhouettes, like the final scene of an unfinished romantic drama. I left the room with a warm feeling. In my heart, I know that that day will always be remembered not because of the rush of filming or the professionalism of the cast, but because of the tender moment that arose between two people who seemed so in tune. The closeness of Hao Minhao and Lu Yuxiao not only made anyone around them blush, but also presented the belief that genuine warmth could still emerge even in the midst of the hustle and bustle of the entertainment industry. There was something magical in the way they looked at each other, as if the world around had become calmer. And maybe behind that gentle smile, there is a seed of feelings that grows slowly, without anyone noticing. A feeling that does not need many words, because just one look is enough to make anyone believe that their togetherness is not a mere coincidence. That day, I learned one thing. Sometimes, the most beautiful moments don't come from grandiose scenes or romantic words, but from simple closeness that makes everyone blush for no reason. And Hao Minhao and Lu Yuxiao have presented it in the most sincere way. Natural, gentle, and heartwarming.